Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So we're starting out the day. It's a little bit later than usual. Today, the U.S. market is not doing too good. Dow is down. Ooh, that is not the right. Let's go to the U.S. here. Dow is down minus 341. So today is not a good day. But Bitcoin overall is a little bit lower than yesterday, but overall still going sideways, right? Just a whole lot of sideways moving right now. And same thing with Ethereum, even though it hasn't gone up more. But look at this, it's still going sideways. But we always have new news that are bullish. For example, I've been talking a lot about adoption, right? And how there's FOMO with institutions and public trade companies and private companies. Today, we get another example. We get another example that, look at this. Semler Scientific announces Bitcoin Treasury strategy. What does this mean? Well, they announced that they purchased 581 Bitcoins for $40 million, and they will probably continue to do this. Now, if you're wondering who is Semler Scientific, well, they are a $221 million market cap company. So they're not a nobody. They're at the size of MicroStrategy already, and they're implementing a Bitcoin strategy, right? Like you hear about this all the time now. Various companies from around the world that are implementing a Bitcoin strategy, and that is absolutely fantastic. And again, this contributes to the supply shock. We know it's happening already, but there's more and more. And this has nothing to do even with the ETFs. This is direct purchase of Bitcoin. And just yesterday, MetaPlanet added more Bitcoin. Of course, MicroStrategy's go add more Bitcoin. And there are so many others out there that are adding more Bitcoin, it seems like almost every single week. So this is another example of FOMO and good news because, hey, more and more people are learning about Bitcoin and they like what they see. And that's why they're implementing a Bitcoin strategy. So absolutely phenomenal. And as for ETFs, even though yesterday was kind of a sideways day, we still had a net inflow, specifically from, well, the biggest inflow, specifically from BlackRock. And it's important because today is actually a day, or yesterday was actually a day where BlackRock has flipped above Grayscale. So yesterday was the first day. Now BlackRock holds 288,670 to 287,450. All right, so it finally happened. We were waiting for this, and it happened after what, 21 weeks. Okay, but still, point is this: there are still a lot of inflows. Even though yesterday Grayscale even sold, despite selling, we still had a net positive inflow day. And again, the FOMO continues. So even though short-term volatility still exists, Bitcoin has not skyrocketed to another new high yet. These big boys, these big institutions, and public trade companies and privately held companies are still adding more Bitcoin. In fact, BlackRock themselves are buying their own trust to put into their own into their own portfolio. So think about it, right? Even when BlackRock buys their own, you know that they probably hold a lot more than what we're being led on, right? And this is being discovered all the time. But, you know, BlackRock and Vanguard and Fidelity and State Street and all these big players on Wall Street, they probably haven't disclosed everything that they have. And they probably have a lot more than what we know at this point in time. But here's the thing. What do we know? Well, we do know this. Since the inception of Bitcoin ETFs, the price has been going up due to the supply shock and obviously because there are a lot of people buying, right? So far, just this year, we had 237,000 Bitcoin being bought that went into the ETFs. And at this current pace, you know, if you look at it, it's going to be 500,000 by the end of this year. So if you just think about how much Bitcoin went up in price, Okay. And then you times that by two. So, at the very least, that would put Bitcoin at 150,000 by the end of this year, if you think about it. So we're basically doubling. So we're not in June yet, but June is around the corner. But we still have second half of this year. And imagine if the ETF soak up twice the number of Bitcoin that it has already. Well, that means the price will probably double and or maybe even higher, right? So again, not rocket science, pretty easy to understand. Here's something else that's pretty easy to understand, the 21-week moving average. And you can see all the little green dots. So when in doubt, zoom out, and you'll notice that during recovery times, yeah, there's up and downs. There's definitely up and downs. 20% drops, 30% drops. Yeah, it happens, right? But you'll notice that Bitcoin tends to utilize this 21-week moving average as a support. It bounces off of it and it continues to go. And this 21-week moving average is at an all-time high right now, a lot higher than 2021, right? So you could see that, yeah, even though we had some bounces, we had some up and downs, overall, we're still utilizing this 21-week moving average and we're just climbing higher. It's just a matter of time we form another leg up to the 80s, and then it's just a matter of time we break through six figures to 100,000 plus. Again, you just have to be patient. Things are moving according to plan, and nothing really has changed other than a whole lot of FOMO from the institutions. That's really what it comes down to. Hodl waves, basically, close to 50% of all Bitcoin in existence has been held for 3+ years. And that number continues to go up, right? And you could see 7 to 10 years or 5 to 7 years, 7 to 10 years, 10-year plus, all skyrocketing. So again, um, this is what we want to see. And this contributed to the supply shock. There's just not that much to go around. There really isn't. All right, last two things. I did see a lot of people love Pepe. So Robinhood of Europe is now doing a Pepe airdrop. So it's funny how Pepe has become so dominant, and they're not even in the U.S. Coinbase doesn't even have Pepe listed, right? But it's amazing to see this. But yeah, Robinhood of Europe is go get some Pepe airdrops. I don't know why. You just go get it. And then lastly, those of you guys that had money stuck in Gemini Earn, you will get all of it back. They finally have gotten approval. They're going to return $2.2 billion to users after pausing withdrawals 18 months ago. Again, this debacle is the one that's tied in with Grayscale because DCG controlled Genesis, and Genesis was the company behind Gemini Earn. So finally, they got through that. And now you're able to withdraw. Basically, is I think they said 97%, right? So that's pretty good. So FTX is returning more than 100%, 118%. Gemini is returning close to 100%, right? So at least that's sort of good news based on all the black swans that has happened in 2022 and 2023. So, well, overall, guys, my point is this: stay strong, even though it seems like Bitcoin is a little bit weaker. It really isn't. We have seen this before. We're going sideways. And if you look at and pay attention to what's going on, there are a lot of great, great things, right? A lot of great things. So I'll be attending Consensus today and doing some other stuff. So I don't know about tonight. Maybe I'll be filming on my phone again, or maybe not. We'll see. Have a good one, guys. Smash over the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.